This is part 2 out of that part 3 corridors. So first one I talked about my experience in prison. Now I want to talk about my experience on EM bail. I was on EM bail for about a year, I think it was, waiting for my sentencing, and the first couple of weeks of being on EM bail I wanted to go back inside. It was real hard, you know. I know I was only in prison for 6 weeks, but you got used to, like I was saying, your cell, the bros around, and EM bail was pretty much just by yourself. Yes, I was able to be bailed to Mum and Jeff's, but it was lonely. I found that real lonely real fast. The contact I got with EM bail was they came, showed me my boundaries, gave me some paperwork, said what I could and couldn't do, and that was it. I didn't hear from them again. Wait times of trying to call and get things done was, you could be easy half hour. Sometimes you just left your number and waited to get called back. So yeah, I really found EM bail was quite hard. I was fortunate enough to have my lawyer get some of my conditions changed, so I was able to get out and go to the gym. I was able to go and do some carving with Mato Conrad. I was able to go and do my shopping. But apart from that, like those first few weeks, man, like it really just hit. I found that harder than actually going to prison. The process there, that was when I felt things were a little bit more real, because I could have gone back to prison. And because obviously my charges were quite heavy. And a couple of the maximum sentences were 8 years, and so I was getting my head and my hinengaro around that hey, like, don't see this as in this is it. You got to accept the fact that you could be going back inside for quite a lag. I wanted to do more with my life, and that's when I signed up and did my diploma in life coaching. I found that kept me motivated and driven to become something better in my life. And it was quite cool, because a lot of the things that I learned in the life coaching explained why I was doing things, or I'd done things in my life. And then I was able to get into the gym. I was grateful, but one of my good mates, he offered me a job plastering, or big man, or Reese, and so I was able to go and do some mahi as well. And there was a whole, I'd say it was just under a year of my life where we'd go back and forth with court, finding out about sentencing and what the Crown was looking for. I had an awesome lawyer, Scott Jefferson. Not that I'm saying if you ever get yourself in trouble, but if you do find yourself in trouble and they ask you, who do you want as your lawyer, ask for Scott. Yeah, because he was amazing. No, I don't feel I would have got the outcome that I did without him. And so, I'm truly appreciative and grateful for him for that. It was that unknowing for myself, not knowing what the outcome could be. But that was only in the first few months. And then, I worked through acceptance that, hey, this could go south. This could be going back inside for a bit of a while. Yeah, I just really worked with it myself and used the tools that I was learning through life coaching to work through that for me. Come sentencing time though, I was pretty good spirited about it. Scott had done his best to get the charges to sit at that home D level. I was quite calm by the end. I was just grateful to have had that opportunity to be home and be around people that I loved. And yeah, so come sentencing, the judge had seen all the good stuff that I'd been doing in my life. I had good references from good people. I had my culture report. My sentences started at 4 years. Well, there was 4.5 years. And then with all the stuff that I'd been doing and changing, I got it down to 10 months, which I was granted home D for. That was my EM Bail. EM Bail story, it was a long process, it really was. It feels like the justice system is giving you a noose to see if you will hang yourself with it, in the sense of, will you cut off your bracelet, or will you do something dumb because you're losing your mind because you're just stuck at home. Those first couple of weeks, like I was saying, were really tough and hard because you're just stuck there by yourself. I wasn't allowed a phone because that was one of the conditions. Not allowed on anything that was on the internet that could, get a message out. And so, and non-association, I wasn't allowed any bros around, and that was it was really tough. It's my EM Bail corridor. Bit of a short one, but, that was my experience on it. That's part 2 of the 3-part corridor. I hope everyone has an amazing day. Kia ora.